What made you want to come back to East Corinth?
Did you ever want to come home? This was my home. We always had parades on the 4th of July. You knew everybody. All the kids would come and would slide on that hill over there. And of course, Macklem's owned it then. Harry Macklem, see? When he had his sawmill and all that stuff, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But we used to have parades every 4th, same as any town. You got out of school in the summer, you went sled and skated if you had skates or a sled in the winter or skied. And you also, in the summertime, you played tag, you played ollie in the free, you played kick the can, barefoot half the time because they made you take your shoes off. When we was kids, you could,
Who made you take your shoes off?
your folks did.
To save
You
your
had one
shoes.
pair of shoes.
Save your shoes.
When you came home from school, you had 2 sets of clothes, one work clothes and one school clothes. It's not like today. You see what I'm saying? Just wish the kids could live now like we lived then.
Yeah.
Because nobody was poor. Nobody had any money. You see? Dad was making $21 a week at Boyne Hunters when he left here in 40 or 41, whichever, and went to Browning Pratt and Whitney, where they was making $1 or $2 an hour, which was fabulous. My God, what was you going to, you know? And we always had a garden. He had two cows. We always raised 2 pigs, and of course got Morris Page had all kinds of chickens up there on range, and you got your eggs from those, you know. And canned by the dozens and dozens of cans, and you picked your berries, and you just lived off of land is what you actually did.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody was the same, so nobody was poor. Oh, there was a few, and of course there was. There was people here in town. It doesn't matter who they are, but you know who. That was always had more money than the common ordinary person. But they really never acted as you was always welcomed in anybody's house. Yeah. You could go in, if you was cold, you'd go in, and when they kids come sliding down here, you know, you was wet, you'd go in and get dried off or whatever before you went home. But we slid till dark, or we stayed out and played at night in the summertime till dark.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because your folks didn't want you in the house hollering and screaming and making more so they could rest a little bit, you know. Yeah. But
So there was it sounds like there was a lot of equality.
it was. As I say, you knew everybody.
You knew everybody and nobody.
And
Put on
nobody
airs.
overlorded not, so I don't care who it was. Of course, they had the overseer of the poor, I guess they called them back then, where if you needed peanut butter or beans or something like that, or a pair of shoes, you went to it. It's not like welfare today. I suppose it was welfare then, but it's not like it is today, you know what I mean? And people, they were almost ashamed to ask. And everybody had big families, you know. All the Pearsons, John Pearson and all them, they had 5 or 6 kids, and everybody, they raised their own help is what they did. Everybody had a farm or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so they raised their own help. They didn't send to Mexico. They didn't send to Burlington or whatever. And that, but actually, the whole community was a family.
Did you ever want to live anywhere else?
No,